每到夜里，我总是睡不着。
动物0号实验体准备就位。
This is a blockbuster trailer generated entirely by AI. Remember the DeepSeek moment? That point when China's open source large language model suddenly closed the gap with GPT-4, not through hype, but through sheer usability and affordability. Well, it might be happening again, quietly, this time in video. And the company behind it isn't one of China's usual tech giants like Alibaba or Tencent. It's Kuaishou, the short video platform often seen as TikTok's less glamorous Chinese sibling. Part of that low-key profile comes from its core audience, a vast grassroots user base from China's rural and smaller cities, far from the spotlight of global headlines, and less vocal than the country's urban middle class. Kuaishou first rose to prominence with videos that were unfiltered, relatable, and sometimes downright vulgar, but nevertheless viral. This gave it a reputation as a platform built for the masses, not exactly the kind of company most would expect to be pushing the frontier of AI. But in June 2024, Kuaishou quietly launched Kling AI, its own text-to-video generation model. And if it flew under your radar, you're not the only one. From early tests and industry reviews, Kling is already considered one of the top text-to-video models in the world. Some say it's second only to Google's Veo 3. To test the strengths and limitations of Kling and Google's Veo 3, I generated videos using 10 different prompts across a variety of styles with detailed motion complexity. Of course, there's room to tweak both models to get better results, but for our purposes, only one video was generated, and the exact same prompt was fed to both models. So, how good is it really? Let's take a look.
Back in that. Back. 没有了。嗯。
What do you think? Generally speaking, I found Google's Veo 3 to run much faster compared to Kling's latest version. Also, Kling still lags behind Veo in interpreting text input. For instance, in my trials, Kling mistakenly interpreted fireflies as fire and failed to make the leopard chase the goat. That said, the motion and visual quality were superb. The dragon fight scene, in particular, was memorable. Kling 2.0 is built on Kuaishou's image model, Color 2.0, a diffusion model trained using both real and AI-generated text descriptions, split about 50-50. This helps it better understand and generate detailed images. Like other advanced video models, Kling also supports multimodal inputs, allowing users to upload reference images to guide the output. While many models struggle with human motion, especially tricky stuff like hands and fingers, Kling excels at it. It produces fluid movement, consistent characters, and fewer frame glitches. Kuaishou trained Kling on its own vast video library, giving it an edge in realism that's hard for competitors to replicate. Globally, the shift toward video has been obvious for years, but in China, it's not just about screen time, it's about monetization. Unlike traditional platforms where ads interrupt the content, it's now common in China to see videos that are the ads. A lipstick ad might be embedded in a short family drama, or a new SUV might appear in a rural comedy skit. Viewers are often willing to watch the entire storyline, product placement and all. Video formats already account for 35% of China's digital ad spend, and that share is expected to grow to 45% by 2030, and now Kling is becoming a key part of how that ecosystem scales. By giving creators a faster and cheaper way to produce realistic, story-driven content, Kling isn't just a tech upgrade, it's a business lever. According to various sell-side research, Kling could help drive 13% to 18% ad revenue growth in 2025 and 2026 as advertisers shift more budgets toward immersive video formats. And that impact is already showing up. Kuaishou's eCPM has grown 6 to 10% year over year, thanks to better targeting and a surge in content inventory. But Kling's potential goes beyond Kuaishou. The company is testing Kling as a standalone creation platform, with plans to expand globally, much like ByteDance's CapCut, the same company that owns TikTok. In Q1 2025, Kling generated 150 million renminbi, roughly $21 million from paid users, with around 70% coming from paid subscriptions by advanced individual creators. And it's not slowing down. The platform's global user base has surpassed 22 million, with over 10,000 enterprise API clients, and it's already recording an annualized revenue run rate of around $100 million as of the most recent quarter. All this in under a year since its June 2024 launch. Much like DeepSeek, pricing is one of Kling's biggest commercial advantages. A 10-second video costs about $0.40 to generate, compared with $0.87 for Google's VO3 and more than $2.20 for ByteDance's C-Dance. That kind of cost efficiency lets small creators scale output without breaking the bank. So, could Kling be the next DeepSeek moment? It might already be. It's not the best in the world, but it's good enough, it's available now, and is priced for scale. That combination is exactly what made DeepSeek a turning point in China's LLM race, and Kling could do the same for video. It also reflects a broader strategy in how Chinese tech companies approach the AI race. They may not always win the benchmark race, but they're learning to win the application race, building tools that work for people who need them at a price they can afford. That's the story worth watching. Thanks for watching. If you found this update useful, hit subscribe for more deep dives into China's tech and economy, and let me know in the comments. Would you try Kling? What's your impression of its output, and how well do you think it could fit into your content creation workflow?
诸位，此地名为桃源村。